What's up, guys? Welcome into Packers Total Access. My name is Clayton. You can check us out on Packernet.com. Find me on Twitter at Packers_access. Joined alongside Tim in Green Bay. Got a little sun on that head today. I see you over, big dog. We got Jacob in Wisconsin. Emilio, unfortunately, will be joining us shortly, so you guys have been warned. And obviously, this was camp practice number 11 today, so we got a bunch of stuff to get into. We're going to cover our new roster move. The Packers have a new wide receiver on their roster. They also, unfortunately, had to put someone on IR. We'll cover that. We got Jordan Love highlights. We got defensive highlights. Edgerrin Cooper showing up with a strong performance. No surprise there. We'll break that down, give you the latest on the injury updates, and then just rapid-fire practice highlights along with lineup notes. So before we do that, I need you guys and gals to do that YouTube stuff for me. Hit like, hit subscribe. If this is your first time tuning into PTA, welcome. Thank you for making us a part of your evening. If you like daily Packers content, make sure you hit subscribe. We're going to be going live pretty much daily all season long. Pre-game shows, post-game shows, in-depth analysis. We'll be breaking down the tape, doing film study as well, giving you what happened, why it happened in the game, and having some fun along the way. So again, if you're looking for daily Packers content, make sure you hit subscribe and click that bell icon so you get notified every time we do go live. And I see the chat's already filling in. Looks like we're going to have a good crowd in here this evening. Boys, y'all ready to talk some Packers camp here today?
You know we're ready to go.
All right. Tim, I'm excited to get your take on this stuff as we go through. I know you were right there, boots on the ground. Again, we appreciate all the hard work you're putting in over there. Let's get to the news of the day as the Packers sign a wide receiver and place Travis Glover on season-ending IR. So, yes, Emilio, I think there's a reason why he's not here for the opening segment, but if he gets in here, we'll get his take on this. And I will just say this. There's nothing funny about it, but you guys know we're lighthearted. We're going to have a good time regardless. It is funny to me, though, how the second it happens, everybody in the Patreon community immediately start commenting Emilio. Oh, man, hate it for Excelio, hate it for Emilio. He's become the Travis Glover guy. And I don't know of another Travis Glover guy in the Packers fan base that just constantly talks about Travis Glover. But it sucks to see him going on the season-ending hour. Ed Madden in the chat, keep Emilio away from sharp instruments. Amen to that. So Tom Silverstein was the first person I seen put it out. He said, surgery expected for Packers lineman. Green Bay Packers offensive lineman Travis Glover lost for the season with a lat muscle injury. You guys remember there was some kind of shoulder something going on, and maybe they got a little deeper into the info there and discovered it was a lat injury. Now, I don't think this hampers the Packers by no stretch of the imagination. The good thing about Travis Glover is he's a sixth-round pick, if I remember correctly. So he's under contract for the next couple of years. Obviously, going IR, you're going to get paid. It's not like he's just getting thrown to the wolves out there. But you hate to see this for Glover because they were starting to move him around a little bit, right? Or I guess they did last year as well. But he was getting some reps at guard. He was getting some reps at tackle. What do you guys make of this Travis Glover news here? Are we overly concerned about it, I should say?
I mean, it's unfortunate, right? I mean, especially for Emilio, and that's the only thing we're joking about, right? Is, right. Emilio's brother from another mother that, he's been carrying the torch for since day one. And I think the real, glaringly obvious effect that it's going to have is, like we talked about last night, there's a few questions on this O-line still. They're not drastic, catastrophic, oh my God, what are we going to do questions. But there's a few question marks on that O-line. And, Travis Glover or not, whoever or not, you don't want to lose a lineman for the season when you're still trying to put the pieces together. So I think it'll have a ripple effect on that room, and we'll see how the rest of the guys pull it together, and then we'll figure out who our five is, going forward. I think this Jets game on Saturday will be a real nice indicator of where we're at, fresh off this Travis Glover IR news, Yeah.
Jacob, you got anything to add to the Travis Glover news here, bro?
Well, since the man, the myth, the legend that is Excelio is not here, conveniently, I might add, I might have to just quote 2-0 for this, who quoted Michael Scott. He said, it's not Emilio's love for Glover that defines him to me. It's his Mexicanity that defines him to me. Michael Scott.
There you go.
Oh, and speak of the devil.
Right on cue. Look at this. You got to be careful. Don't put him on the screen yet. Sometimes you ain't got a shirt on.
You got a shirt on? You got your clothes on, buddy?
We good, Emilio? We good? All right. There's the man of the hour.
Here's the guy.
Emilio, sir. We're going to need your take on this. Let's just do this. Let's go solo layout. All right, Emilio.
Oh, man.
It's a tough day in Packerhood, right? Brutal to hear it, brutal to see it. We had a statement kind of typed up, put together here. Packer Nation, we are bummed that Travis Glover has been placed on injured reserve. We're sending love to him as he, needs to stay strong in this time of need. This is just a brief pause for our unsung hero, right, who plays a massive role in keeping Jordan Love and Josh Jacobs clean, protected, and opening those lines. I cannot stress this enough. This is just a temporary setback for our guy. We know he's got the heart, grit to come back stronger and better than ever. Let's rally behind Travis. Send him all the love and support. Get ready to cheer him on when he makes an epic return to the field.
Keep going.
His comeback,
don't cut him off.
His comeback is going to be much, much greater than any setback that he's facing right now.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
I love that statement.
Did the robot write that? Come on.
I did a little bit of it, and I just needed some help. I did about.
Hey, in all seriousness, it's a great statement, right? Because we have to remember that we're talking about a young player in this league that just lost another year of development. And so we have to be Packer fans and rally around our guys even when they're hurt. And, it's unfortunate for a young player who is, trying to work his way, into a role on this team. So we can't let that be lost in all the fun and games, right?
Yeah, absolutely, Tim. Because, seriously, dude's young career, right? He's just getting out. Hey, I would say that he technically made the 53, right? On IR. We didn't have that stipulation in there. I might be able to work something out. But I should have brought in the wheelbarrow because, at least he made it. He's gonna be here, so I'll take that.
There you go. Gray Matter 2006 says Emilio going on like Patton with the flag in the background.
Yeah, like the Dwight Schrute speech, just everything.
Just have a pound on the desk very forcefully.
Right. Cody Newman says, for real, though, wishing Glover the best. Amen to that, buddy. Very well said. And listen, we're not making light of the injury. What we're making light of is, again, I don't know of another Packer fan who's been so vocal about Travis Glover, and it started day one. The second they drafted him, it was like Emilio knew everything about the guy.
It was like Jacob and Brenton Cox Jr. all over again, right?
Yes.
So
good thing I didn't bet a tattoo, though, right?
Yeah, I did. I was just going to say, I didn't want to interrupt the moment, but doesn't this technically mean, is that a push? Because I thought we did have a gentleman's bet, double or nothing. Wasn't it a double or nothing?
Read the ticker. The bet is still on the ticker.
But I thought Emilio agreed to the double or nothing.
No, I just said he'd make the 53, and I would say he made the 53 on IR, so that counts.
Jeez,
we never had.
Hey, they don't call it reserve for nothing, right? They're reserving a spot for him.
I don't think that checks out, Emilio, but we'll let it go. All right, moving along. So we did replace Glover with a wide receiver. Now he's not going to play tackle, obviously, but Isaiah, I hope I'm saying this right, Neyor, is that correct?
Who?
Now, I said the same thing, Tim. This is an interesting prospect. I think I want to say on our draft board, he had a grade of like a 200, right around the 200. What that means, guys, he's worthy of the 200th pick. It's kind of how our grading system shakes out. It doesn't mean he was the 200th best prospect. It just simply means by the grading system and how it ranks, you could have made it justifiable to be the 200th pick, if that makes sense. Is that what we got on him, Emilio, down there, a wide receiver? Isaiah here.
I see Isaac Tesla.
He's pretty far down. You just look at the score, and it should be somewhere around 200, maybe a little above. But
I think he might be. No, I'm not seeing him, Clay.
Not seen him. I thought I seen him on there earlier.
Might have had right around 200th. I mean, the 200th receiver we've signed in this room.
Oh, there we go. I'm sorry, 299. 299.
Oh, 299. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So definitely an undrafted grade, right?
Right.
No doubt about that.
He did have the heart eye emoji, though.
He did, and I'll show you why. 6'4".
Ron Sandville's got the damn near a 10 RAS score here on the screen.
Yeah. We'll get to that in a second. So his PFF grades, and he started at Wyoming, right, if I remember correctly, went to Texas, then went to Nebraska. But you'll notice 58.5, 63.7. In 2021, I think he was still at Wyoming, 82.6 PFF grade.
Mm-hmm.
And in 2023, he must have been banged up, only a 56.6, and he finishes at Nebraska with a 60.4. What you were talking about here, Tim, the RAS that I'm showing that I pulled offline, and this was just a quick Google search, so there may have been an updated version of that. He may truly be like a 996, like you were saying, but 990. All right, hand size 9.5 inches, 6'4". That scored a 9.66. Weight 218 pounds. That scored a 9.30. His composite explosion grade was elite. 38-inch vertical, 11.01 on the broad. That's a 9.87 there. 40-yard dash, 4.40, scoring a 9.43. 20-yard splits a 2.55 at a 9.24, and then a 10-yard split a 1.56 at a 7.91. So he doesn't have like crazy acceleration. But boy, you get that 6'4" frame moving, he's got some top end speed, guys. I mean, that's as close as you can mathematically get to being just outside of a 4.3 40. So kind of appealing there, I believe. And then, of course, when you look at the statistics, not a whole lot obviously going on. 2019 probably ended up being a redshirt year for him. 2020, he had 8 catches for 248 yards. That was a freshman year. Now, it shows him as a freshman again, 2021. Maybe there was some kind of medical red shirt or something. But he had 44 catches for 878 yards at Wyoming and 12 touchdowns. His yards per reception was 20. All right. And then 2023 goes to Texas. Looks like he got banged up, got hurt, only played in one game, only had 1 catch for 14 yards. And then in 2024, he finished with 34 catches for 455 yards and 5 touchdowns. So, again, the thing that sticks out here is that 2021 year, right? Jacob, we were looking at the PFF grade, solid, 82.6. He's got a big body frame, got all kinds of athleticism, and he really did play pretty darn well there at Wyoming. It sounds like he may be injury riddled there, as Bates says. Neyor suffered a torn anterior. Help me out here, boys.
ACL.
Yeah, just go ACL.
Yeah, why don't we just say, Bates? How you going to set me up like that, big dog? I'm over here reading the actual medical terms. ACL during preseason training camp, entering his first season at Texas in the 2023 season.
Clayton was like, "What the hell?"
Like, I don't
know. I'm not a doctor.
An antler growing out of his forehead or something? What the hell does this even mean?
That's a great point, though. I mean, that might explain a little bit of the discrepancy in the numbers there. 23, right? So we're going into 2025. Maybe he's as healthy as he's ever been in the last couple of years right now. And I think you look at this score and you look at the situation we're in. Your initial reaction is camp body, right? But I mean, look at the depth in this receiver room, but also look at his frame, 6'4". He's a little bit
bigger, arm length,
bigger, arm length, bigger body receiver. I think that's trying to keep your already deep wide receiver room, diverse and not just having a lot of short, compact, gadget pass catcher guys you can run as the flyer. We need some big body targets too, and so maybe this is just again due diligence by our front office getting someone in here.
Yeah. Bates says good old copy and paste, LOL. That's all good, Bates. Thank you for looking that information up. Anything else you guys want to add to this, Jacob, Emilio? You got anything you want to add? Because this looks a lot like, correct me if I'm wrong, it's a lot like Savion Williams' build, right?
I mean, yeah, that's kind of impressive. I was pretty surprised when we had to let go of Sam Brown, just seeing the way that he flashed. And what do the Packers do? They say, oh, no. We don't, we're not going to make the wide receiver room any more less chaotic. Let's just bring another guy that's absolute stud, that has all the intangibles, all the freak measurables, and we'll just throw him in the mix as well. What do you think about it, Emilio?
You're muted, bro.
God, you just can't win today, buddy.
Bad day for me, honestly. I didn't even tell y'all the rear brakes on the truck blew today too. So we'll
oh man,
yeah. So it's been a day, but yeah, the Travis Glover news really set me over the edge. Is what did it. But I like that we brought in another wide receiver. Idea, same size. You want a big guy out there. Probably a little bit more of a receiver than Savion. Not that kind of wildcat and do it all sort of utility knife. But I love the speed and. Hey, let's get him in here, see what he can do. We already kind of moved on from Brown, right? So might as well get another one going.
Definitely. All right, so there you go. There is your roster update. And like I said, we'll wrap back around with the injury report on the backside of the show here. Let's start to dive into camp practice number 11 and the recap. All right, defense dominated today. The Green Bay Packers defense outperformed the offense during practice 11, similar to their family night practice. So that theme is continuing, it sounds like. Practice structure, per Bill Huber, and I want to give a shout out to him. This was in his article. Starters typically face starters. Number twos face number twos, and backups face backups. But one period pitted the starting offense and top backups against a defense of number twos and threes. So just keep that in mind, all right? And let's dive into what I think is one of the more important parts of practice every day. Let's see how Jordan Love fared today. Tim, you were boots on the ground. I know you hang out on the defensive side. Did you get any kind of vibe from Jordan Love's day before we jump into all the details here, man?
First of all, holy crap. Is that an Evan Siegel signature right there? Yes. Who took this picture? Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
You want to show the boys and girls how to release a football. Take a look.
Look at Tim. Look at the sky in between the palm and the ball. Absolute money.
Hey, that's why he wears number 10. He only throws dimes. I've been trying to tell you guys that for a few years. But no, I think I sent something in the group chat about a little bit of different personnel stuff during teams today. Saw a lot of 21 today, which, or at least more 21 than I've seen watching the team drills. And I don't know if that was because they were trying to work the defense or the offense. You know what I mean? Like maybe they wanted to see how the D looked against 21 personnel, but I'll tell you, the offense looked pretty good running that personnel grouping, whether it was the ones, twos, or the threes. But the vibe was intense today. I made that comment yesterday that yesterday was a medium day. Today they were going to go hard. They were going to go hard and heavy, and that's all sides of the ball, all the phases of the game, whether that's group drills, individual drills, or the teams. Today the piss was hot at Ray Nitschke Field for sure.
Yeah. So Jordan Love's performance, we got 3 videos we're going to show you guys. Let's just get through the details first, and I'll pull that up. Completed 15 of 22 passes, but stats don't fully reflect the day. First 3 incompletions were intentional throwaways due to tight coverage and strong pass rush. So that's really, really important to mention, right? So you could pretty much take 3 of those incompletions away, and he finishes, what would that be, 15 of 19? Looks a lot better on the stat line, doesn't it? Notable plays, he converted a 3rd and 9 to Tucker Kraft, but other passes were stopped quickly by defenders like Xavier McKinney, Keyshawn Nixon, Lucas Van Ness. In the red zone versus the starters, he went 3 of 3, including a touchdown to Romeo Doubs, which, by the way, Romeo Doubs, he just continues to catch touchdowns all camp long, every single camp. Let's go to some of these videos real quick.
I just caught the ball.
And this is just a quick little opening one here from Wes Hodquist, pointing out that Rasheed Walker did the early quarterback exchange drill here, just kind of setting up. He was limited today, right, Tim? Is that what you heard as well?
Rasheed Walker? I actually don't remember even seeing him, so this must have been early. But I know he was a little bit limited for sure, which is better than not participating at all, right?
Right, for sure. So Rasheed Walker, let me ask you guys, well, let's stick on Jordan Love. We'll get to Rasheed Walker here in a little bit. And again, this is just a quick little clip of them warming up early. And then we got a couple that came in from our buddy Baz over at Basarski Productions. Make sure you guys go give him a follow at Basarski. You can see it right here on the screen. Such a nice setup and touch pass by Love. Got to hang on, but great punch out by Ballantyne. I think most people agreed this would probably be a catch and fumble out of bounds. I think it was McCole Hardman. But look at the touch on this pass, and boy, does McCole just continue to show up or what? Look at that, just lay it in right there in the basket.
Nice.
Gets punched out in the end. I think that's probably a completion. What do you guys think there?
I think so. It looks like a catch, football move.
Football move.
Out. Yep. It looks like ball king in full effect. That's what these boys are doing. Punch that ball out every single rep, every single time. And you got to love Corey Ballantyne, right? Just pick up right where you left off. Welcome back. Yeah. Get a punch out there in the drills. I love it.
Emilio, you notice this is kind of a leak play, isn't it? Watch how they got. Is it just me, or does Hardman almost look like he's just kind of lagging back? I don't know if it's a stack. Yeah, it was a stack look, right? Probably a little cheat. Was he cheat?
Kind of a weird release because he sort of backpedals a little bit, just a couple steps, catch him in there. I love it though because you saw if you watch it again, watch Malik Heath.
He's running the decoy, right?
Sandwich the 2 corners on top of each other, and let's run a slot fade off of that, but. You kind of have a leeway. You're not having to get off of a guy right away.
Good eye, Emilio. I saw that now on that second go through. You can see the little stutter there, little back pedal stutter step.
Because he was the inside. I mean, he's the inside guy, right? So you got to clear a little bit. You got the dude pressing you at the line of scrimmage. Okay, I'll let my little inside route, run it first. Let me get out. take a step back and go.
Let McCall hit him with that Michael Jackson moonwalk there at the top of the route. I like that.
I would have loved him to. I would say maybe it's the refs might lean on no catch there, but just because I didn't see him take it from like catching it as like a basket to bringing it to the side, but it's you're right in that leeway there.
Look at the stripe on his helmet too. Look how he tracks this ball the whole way. Like, I mean, he picks it up early in that route.
That's the thing that surprised me about him is he seems like he's got really good hands. He does. Yeah. I didn't expect that. But again, love you can tell this is a play design too. This isn't like he's just lagging, he's just loafing. You could tell this is designed by LaFleur.
Absolutely.
All snap, just take a little slight step back, almost like you're letting a smoke or something set up. And
it could have been a check because he had that press coverage on him, right? It could have been, hey, let's still run this slot fade. I need a clear out or whatever they might call it.
Yeah. You know me, Mr. Defense. I gotta shout out Valentine again because that whole play was designed to get him picked right there basically, and he fought through that. He fought through that little bump from Malik Heath and stride for stride basically to get a punch out at the end. So I think there's a reason why we brought him back to camp.
Definitely. All right, let's move on to the next play. This one right here, boys. This will get you excited. Baz putting another one out here on X. And this is Romeo Doubs just turning on the Jets for the 9 route. You guys know Romeo isn't known for his speed, right?
What do you mean? Are you kidding me?
It's perfect timing. Watch our boy off the jam here, right? And that's Carrington. He cooks him. Look at that speed. I mean, you're talking about 2 steps on that cat, right? And Jacob, look at the throw. This is Jordan throwing this ball too. I believe it's Jordan. It looked like it was to me. Pretty nice ball. Could have put it out there a little bit more. But Romeo, am I the only one, Jacob? Romeo's playing with some attitude in camp this year, dude. I think this dude's about to have a hell of a year. All he needs is the opportunities.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I think I saw a coach in there saying that he's had a hell of a camp so far. I've heard multiple people say that. We've seen the kind of, I'd say the 180 and just his mentality and the way that he seems to be engaging with the fans, the media, with interviews. It just seems as if for the first time he seems happy. He seems content. He seems motivated. And you see what he's doing on the field, and all of a sudden you start scratching your head like, man, is there a chance that – and I don't want to put words in his mouth or nothing like that, but I just feel like that Romeo fits here. The fans understand him, the community, the organization, they understand him. I wonder, like, is it out of the realm of possibility where they're like, hey, man, let's try to get him signed sometime this year, and just if he is one of those guys, and then go to Scoot's coming off of an injury, maybe give him a discounted signing. Like, is there a realm of possibility where both these guys end up on the Packers for at least another couple of years?
Yeah, it's called bringing Lombardi home, and everyone wants to stay. That's
right.
What it's
Right. There you go. Yeah. So again, beautiful throw, I think, by Jordan. And the throw before this to McCole Hardman, as we've seen, I love how you notice he dropped back, stepped up to the right on the run, just beautiful touch pass, right? Jordan's looking good in camp. Like, to me, you're seeing more and more touch on the long balls now. Early in camp, it looked a little and I know there's people probably roasting Carrington in the chat. Watch your words, because we're going to show you a couple clips here in a little bit where you're going to go, damn, Valentine looked good.
Well, it also helped that Doubs kind of got on top of him. Once he got the outside release, he bends it back in, and let me kind of stack on top of this guy, so he has to run through me to get to the ball.
I agree. I'd like to see CV make more of an effort to reroute him if you're going to, especially against bigger receivers. If you're going to be up that close, get more of a jam there. See him get hands on him. Got to be a little more forceful with the hands initially, because that's where Doubs cooks him. I mean, right there at the beginning. I mean, right there, he's cooked already.
Yeah.
Deputy says Doubs was separating. This is the thing about Doubs this year. Just seems like he's, I don't know, man. He got a little more speed. We seen the bomb from Jordan yesterday. You guys remember?
Yep.
On the post route, he gets behind both safeties.
Does it seem like late speed, like top end speed? Like once he gets the wheels going, it's like there's another gear. Like you see it right here. I mean, he just pulls away there at the end.
I feel comfortable saying he's got the best hands on the team too. Like it really, really does seem that way.
So far, right?
Yeah. All right. So there you go.
Either him or a certain rookie that we're all trying not to be overly excited about, even though we have every reason to be excited and believe, right?
Yeah. Ron Sample
has got some good hands too.
Yeah. Ron Sample says Valentine stumbled. He did, Ron. I seen it too, man. It was about halfway through, and then he gets his head around, lost all the momentum. But great throw by Jordan. Great route by Romeo, obviously, with the release. So let's switch gears now. Let's jump over to the defensive side of the ball. Tim just perked up. And we're going to start with some of the videos that you gave here, Tim, from earlier today, some of the drills that was going on. Here was Coach Covington, right? Speed to power, 0 to 3 tech drill. Love how they line this up. So they're working with 3 pass rushers here on this drill. Tim, if you just want to kind of talk us through it here, man, this is nice. Love. We'll turn it up for just a second.
Get a good listen here. He's just basically lining them up. So you see Rashawn's in the wide 9 there, it looks like, and they're basically just they're running reps. Love the new paint on the field this year, by the way, when they do this. Gives me a chance to run over there. I know they're lining up for these type of drills. And it's repetition, and they're watching every movement. I can't tell you how many times I've seen guys hold back to repeat, the simplest of drills because something wasn't right. And as you see, I believe that's Alexander there running in at the end. They made him repeat his last rep. Rashawn kind of leading by example on that edge, but Coach Covington and Coach Ogabasi, man, they are playing no games with this defensive front at all. And we all know about the ball king. So, you put all of those attributes together and, add on top of it that you're basically, let's call it what it is. This defense is going to be ball hawking. This is a ball hawking defense in 2025. I think all 3 levels of this D, and you see it all starts in the trenches, man. And it's just fun to watch these guys work.
Jacob, look at your boy Brenton Cox. How fast, man! Look at this.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to bring up Cox for sure, but he does look more explosive. Every single time that you listen to an Minnesota interview where Matt has a chance to talk about him, or even half or whatever, they all say the same thing, that he's just done the right things, that he's really fine-tuned his game. I talk about it multiple times, that when he was coming out of college, other than the fact that he had some sort of off-the-field issues or on-the-field issues sometimes, his biggest knock was that he didn't care about anything other than himself being in the play. So he'd overrun constantly. He'd over pursue. He wouldn't be able to set the edge. He'd make some boneheaded attempts at diving tackles and take himself out of the play. I think that him just understanding how to be a selfless player and listening to the coaching staff, like Tim would just, they're really taking the time to explain to these guys, not just what they're doing, but why they're doing it. And you see a guy Cox that has come and developed the way that he does. That has to be a testament of what he's done as an individual player, but also how much the coaches have learned that they've got to get a certain thing or coach a certain trait out of him, and then reinstate that with better, more positive traits that are more consistent. And I can't tell you how proud I am of that guy, because I'll be honest, like when he first, I thought he'd maybe make the team and then it'd be like a one flash in the pan, one stint and you're done kind of thing. But he has progressed to the point where I believe, is our 3rd rotational defensive edge, whatever you want to call him. And he's a dangerous one, man.
Yeah, Emilio, when you look at this contraption they're working here, obviously on a ball drill, does that not look like a push mower to use? That a walk behind? What is this?
It does look like a mower.
Would you imagine? That thing probably clear a whole acre in 20 minutes, no problem. But I love that. I love that they're working on getting their hands up, right? I mean, you're not getting punched in the stomach like it's going to happen in the game, but you're still engaging, trying to stretch your arms, get that extension and get vertical. I love that. You can't get to them. You got to get your hands up.
Yep. You get that wingspan, Tim, with people like LVN, man, the long arms. And, correct me if I'm wrong, Tim, I don't remember this specific drill last year in camp.
I was just going to say that.
There's more than one, too. We've seen a few this year. I know Ryan touched on it on his pod, I believe, yesterday, or maybe even today's pod this morning, just talking about some things that are kind of new this year. And maybe it is, we've got a new D-line coach. We've got some new blood in there. We've got Hafley. We always use the term year 2 in Hafley's scheme. Well, Hafley tells us every chance he gets that it's a different scheme every rip. We're trying to be, creative. So whatever that means, I think we have the personnel together, and I think we have the right staff, and you're seeing it out here. I mean, we had no pads the first couple of days, and these guys were out hitting the ground running. The intensity was high. But yeah, it's definitely ball hawking, man. That was off camera. That was the ball king throwing those balls to the guys and screaming at them in that drill. It was pretty cool.
And the first 2 that were in that drill was Kenny and Rashawn. Love that.
That's the first 2 in every drill. I think so far. Those are your leaders. Yep.
Love to see it. So this is the one is a break the sled drill, right, Tim?
Oh man, can we run sound on this?
Yeah, let's crank it up.
Bring this up, Coach Ogabasi, man. Let's go.
Big Coach O.
Let's just take a listen here.
Love it.
Getting that last canoe.
It ain't broke yet. Break it, he says.
Hey, Dad, let me get one more. Let's go. Get on the fourth group. Get on the fourth group. Here we go.
Love it.
The OVN on the outside.
You did do the opposite side. Here we go. Snap in the hand.
Right
Here we go. Snap in the hand.
Right.
Yeah, we need to check on the OVN haters. They're not well. He's having a hell of a camp. It seems like every day somebody's talking about LVN. Emilio, how important, dude, is it? Jacob, too, man. I want to get your take. If LVN pops this year, this defense, with what Rashawn Gary's already done his entire career, if all of a sudden we got a guy on the other side that the offensive coordinator's got, okay, we can't just chip 52 all game. We got to focus on 90. How crucial is that, man?
Still need that Eddie Murphy. Hercules. Still need the drop. But, yeah, dude, and here, I mean, you're rotating sides, right? You're engaging, you're looking left, right on the dummy, and then you're going left, and then you're right. I'm going to flip over to the other side. Like you see LVN starting here on the left side. Okay, I'm going to work my left side rip, and then I'm going to go to the other side. All right, I'm going to engage, work on my right side rip. I love the consistency that he's bringing as a coach and pushing each player, LVN included, to try to, really get them to their best. So let's work on all these drills. You're going to be engaging in blocks. You're going to be trying to stop, passing lanes. All these things are going to benefit you. It's just repetitive and consistency.
Yep.
Yeah. And I think this is a really, really good point here. 2-0 for this says, I really don't hear anyone beating Jordan Morgan other than LVN. I was thinking about that today, 2-0 for this. Jacob, it's easy to LVN, he's just torching Morgan, right? Morgan's kind of the whipping child right now. And it's funny, too, because I want to say Coach LaFleur actually bragged on Morgan a little bit earlier today, if I remember correctly. But nonetheless, you had LVN go up against Anthony Belton later in Family Night, and I believe he torched him too. So, the common denominator in practice every day is LVN's the one that's kind of sticking out. You know what I'm saying, Jacob?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%. And I would expect him to. I'm not going to call anybody out in the chat, but I did see somebody said, if he doesn't get 10 sacks this year, the Packers should cut him. No, dude. He's 24, first-round draft pick, an absolute freak of nature. Needed some time to get used to what was going on there, and he's a physical freak of nature. And the fact that we haven't given him enough time. You look at the Trey Hendricksons of the world, enter whatever kind of pass rusher that just took a few years to get his skill set. I think the LVN came in just as a little bit, I wouldn't say raw, but an absolute muscle freak that had a bull rush. Didn't really have a lot else in his bag, and I think now you can see. And I really do love the way that, like we talked about just last segment, how there's these different drills that I don't remember seeing. Even this one, I'm sure they did drills similar to this, but the way that coach is getting these guys jacked. You see the way Rashawn Gary came off his reps and just screaming. Same with LVN. These guys are jacked up. They're not just they're not going through the motions of these drills. I think that he's reiterated how important these reps are. You see that stand, like Emilio talked about, having the block engaged and then checking those running lanes, being able to see around. Because there were so many times where I felt like in years past, with these guys engaged on the line of scrimmage, and they have no vision. They don't know what's going on. They're just fighting the man in front of them, trying to win, but they're not really cognizant of where the play is developing around them, whether or not they should start moving his guy, trying to fill gaps, or if they need to try to shed, and whatever the case may be. It feels like they really are teaching him technical traits with drills that are specifically made for that.
Yeah. Tim, like they're showing right here, man, I'm noticing that they're doing double reps, and it's technique and then finish the rep.
Yes.
Right? See the technique, and now you'll see, all right, finish the rep. Watch the next guy.
Yep.
This looks like this might be Devontae Wyatt, maybe.
Yep.
Watch. Technique, right? Finish the rep.
Finish the rep. Right. Get off
it
and bring the rip. Bring the rip. That's the running theme. I mean, if I had $1 for every time I heard Coach Covington say bring the rip, I'd be a millionaire already, and we're not even through the first preseason game yet. But yeah, there is an emphasis on, like, to your point, and like what Jacob was saying is, it's power, it's all of these things, right? Use your strength, but it's also the the technical side of it. And I think that that's something that they're running together in tandem. And maybe that's a little different compared to last year with, Coach Reb and, Coach Montgomery and, some of the faces that we've had with the group. And that's not a knock on those guys. It's just a different approach by, Coach Covington, I think, with this group. And really, him and Wendell and VO, those three, you see them working together. They are a unit. They're separate but equal at all times. And, the nice thing is they hold each other accountable. They hold these players accountable. And then in turn, the players are holding themselves accountable. We've seen time and time again, Rashawn or Kenny Clark, maybe demand something of a player. And, you might expect a coach to say, hey, okay, he'll kind of take control of it. It's like these coaches are stepping back and letting these leaders lead. And it's showing up every day at practice. You can see it.
Yeah, Emilio, notice right here, too, you got number 93 Stackhouse, right? And it's a pass rush.
Yep.
Boy, it looks pretty darn quick, man. For a big
he does. For being able to block out the sun and keep Tim cool, man, he is a man right there. And love the 93. It's a great look, but perfect. I mean, it just falls back to the last rep, the last drill. Everybody is trying to get better. We're working on little things. We're working on the technical things, like Tim was saying, to get better, to make everybody else better. I'm going to take that time and show it, demonstrate it, and then I'm going to take the time to work individually with guys, even Kenny. You know what I mean? It's not like we're just taking it out on the rookies and, hey, you're going to do extra reps because of this. No, we're all trying to get better, veterans included.
Definitely. All right, let's keep it moving here. Let's go back to the article and let's hit the defensive highlights. Just wanted to start off with all that awesome footage that Tim got. Appreciate you, buddy. You absolutely crushed that game, man. So LVN, we talked about him a little bit, right? Here, LVN sacked Jordan Love and stopped a run by Josh Jacobs. Wes Hodkiewicz put a tweet out, said, "One's move the ball opens with a Van Ness sack, and Jordan Love dirts it." So that's one of those probably we were talking about throwing the ball away type thing. But again, man, LVN just continuing to flash. You're going to hear more about Edgerrin Cooper here in a second, but after this one. But Edgerrin Cooper broke up a pass to Tucker Kraft that shows speed in disrupting plays. And then Wes Hodkiewicz went on to point out Cooper and Enigbare all over play action. So Edgerrin Cooper, that's another point of this whole training camp here is you kind of, okay, is he going to take a step back? Are we not going to hear his name much? It just seems like every single day Cooper does something to impress. I know Jordan Love was bragging on him earlier today too in his little mini presser after practice. We'll get to the Warren Brinson news here in a little bit. As you can see here, that same tweet, Warren Brinson favoring the shoulder after the play with Brian Engel and the trainers. Now we'll get to that here in a second. So here we got Corey Ballantyne signed a day earlier, pried a deep ball loose from McCole Hardman. We already talked about that earlier. That's the clip we showed. Now, whether it was a fumble or an incomplete pass, it was a great recovery, obviously, from the rub route there from Malik Heath that Corey Ballantyne got back and banged that thing out. Wes Hodkiewicz put a tweet out, "McDuffie nearly picks Love on a pass across the middle to Reed, but that ball was doing 70 and a 55. So evidently a little too much, or in that case, enough mustard on it to allow that thing to fall incomplete. But McDuffie being in the right place. He ran with the ones, I believe, today. We'll hit that in the lineup segment here in a second. Kenny Clark and Keyshawn Nixon stopped Josh Jacobs at the line of scrimmage. Wes Hodkiewicz put a tweet out, Kenny Clark and Elton Jenkins showing the kids how it's done, setting the tone in one-on-ones. I don't know if Tim got to see that or not, but, boy, I would love to see a one-on-one between Kenny and Elton just up close and personal, kind of like one of those cams that we see on the sideline that you were showing, Tim. But That's two of the leaders on this team, right, man? Kenny in the middle, Elton Jenkins. Watch Kenny just come out and absolutely do exactly what we expected him to do last year. You know what I mean?
I got to tell you, Kenny looks pretty good. Like, I mean, who am I? I'm just a dude who loves football like all of us, right? But, I mean, that foot doesn't look like it's bothering him as much as it has in the past. He looks like what's the word I'm looking for? Reinvigorated. I don't know, like just lighter on his feet. He just seems a little bit faster. And, the big knock on Kenny is, he's getting older. He's, the last Ted Thompson draft pick on this team. And, I tell you, there's a handful of guys I really want to see get a Super Bowl on this team. And right at the top of that list are guys like Kenny Clark and Rashawn Gary. So I'm all for it. But I did not get to see that rep. I would have loved to have seen it. I snuck into the stands maybe for about 20 minutes towards the end of practice today. I got to see a little bit of the the offense and defense doing team stuff. But I didn't get to see that Kenny Clark rep. It would have been great.
And another thing here, Emilio, Barron Sorrell had another strong day with the two, showed natural power and balance versus Telford. I think Barron Sorrell, I'm telling you, man, this isn't just training camp talk. This is, we're just getting excited over training camp, news. This camp feels different from last year. Am I wrong there? It just feels like there's more intensity, there's more focus. You know what I mean? Like it just, I don't know, it seems like they're amped up this year.
Yeah, different.
Yeah, our guys better wake up with their piss hot, like I said before. So.
Where I was going with it, Matt's the one that kind of sets the tone. The players bring it every day, right? Matt can decide, hey, we need to be X, Y, and Z, but he can't be out there doing it all for the players. I love that they're taking it upon themselves to bring that. And Barron Sorrell, I mean, every time we hear something good about a rookie, it's huge, and if something bad happens, okay, fine. You got to dust it off and keep going. There's a lot of snaps left this year. There's a lot of time to get better. And I do think that's, where we're tracking. I'll just say this. I mean, he wouldn't have been having natural power and balance versus my boy Travis, but it's okay because Travis is going to be rehabbing and getting himself squared away for next year.
That's right. I think the defense got kind of lucky that Travis did.
They did.
It's me personally. So
see if we can't get him on the old show, you know what I'm saying? I'll tell Travis we need him on here.
So the last little defensive highlight here, Rashawn Gary and Edgerrin Cooper batted down passes in a 3-play sequence. You love to hear that. It's going to be two players going to be vital to this defense taking another step forward. Jacob, we're going to jump now into a little Edgerrin Cooper talk. It sounds like he's been dominating here lately. Player of the day, according to Bill Huber, this came from his article. Linebacker continued a strong camp, displaying elite speed and playmaking ability. Wes Hokowitz put a tweet out, said Edgerrin Cooper pass breakup show today at Nitschke. Dude is everywhere, man. Really, really excited to see what he does as we get a little bit deeper into preseason here. Disrupted a bootleg, blitzed effectively, and broke up a pass with authority. Praised by Jordan Love for his quickness and improving play recognition. Now, it sounds like, Jacob, according to Matt LaFleur, Quay's still going to be the quarterback of the defense. He's still going to wear the green dot. That's the way I took his comments. That could change as we get into the season. But if Quay is fully healthy by week 1 and he's got the green dot, it just allows Edgerrin Cooper to play free just like he did last year. You know what I mean? Yeah,
100%. And I can't tell you, there's probably not a thing on this earth that I'm more excited to see than a string of, the first few games where we actually see a healthy Quay, a healthy edge, and insert whoever third linebacker is. But even if they're in that nickel 4-2-5 type defense, it's just like we say on the offensive line of the or the offensive side of the ball, I should say, like, who are you going to guard? With the opposite, it's like, who do you want to guard you? Like, I just between
who are you going to double team, right?
Yeah, who are you going to double team, and which one of you guys are going to go on and take out Edgerrin Cooper as he's kind of just sifting and evading blocks and absolutely just crushing it? Wasn't there some crazy stat where he had like one every 2 or 3 plays was a tackle for loss, like based on what his final numbers were? I mean, just insane stuff. And I hate bringing up names because it's always such cheesy but he reminds me of the greats like Urlacher, freaking Luke, like freaking even go back as far as like Clayton said, I think recently with Lawrence Taylor. There's something about him where almost like I was talking about Golden, it just seems effortless. Like his brain knows where the ball's going to be and his body says, okay, I got it. And just does some sort of weird matrix moves to get to point A to point B without almost getting like any sort of taking on any blocks, avoiding, the scruff, the scrum, whatever you want to call it. He just seems like it's natural for him. And for him to be that progressed this early in his career, I'm telling you guys, watch out.
Yeah, and to Clay's point, you get a guy like that, you don't want to put the cuffs on him, right? You want a guy like Edge Coop to just let him be what he is, man, which is a monster. I don't want to say too much on his plate, but it's like if you bog him down with too big of a role too quick, you're going to lose some of that, dynamic play that you get from him. I think he needs to play by feel and just go out there, turn that guy loose and let him wreak havoc, man. Yeah.
I agree. And Emilio, another thing that stood out, I was listening to Wildy and Tausch earlier today. Wildy had a stat that basically lined up and said, people talk like A.J. Hawk was a bad linebacker, but yet we were raving over Edgerrin Cooper last year that did something that A.J. Hawk had done in his career too, some kind of combo on statistics, right? But then Tauscher cut him off and said, but what year was that for A.J.? He said it was year 6. Edgerrin Cooper did this crap his rookie year, man. That's why I'm so like
a rookie year cut short by some missed time. Also,
yeah, right,
yep.
right.
Yeah, he honestly kind of reminds me of Patrick Willis a little bit, just with the speed and the physicality that he can bring.
That's a good comp.
Sure. But we just didn't get to see all of Patrick Willis. But I mean, like, I'll take that right now. Quay was talking in his interview about the linebackers just have size, speed, and toughness, right? That's Jacob took notes on that.
No, I'm getting accused of vaping. I'm not Emilio. I don't vape.
He's not vaping. He's over there and
he's over there baking.
He's over sniffing markers is what he's doing.
No, but I really do think that we'll have that speed at linebacker. That's going to be key. Length, everything. I mean, the guy's willing to tackle, willing to stick your nose in there. You have a thumper in Isaiah McDuffie. You got speed and physicality in Quay and Coop. Isaiah Simmons. I can't wait to see what we have there. So I do think that the whole defense is sort of coming together now. It really is.
Yeah. And, here's the other thing, too. Like Ron Sample makes a – yeah, there you go.
Coach Landman, amen. Preaching to the choir. Quay reminds me of a young Bobby Wagner. I love it.
Yeah, and Ron Sample, Quay playing for that contract could be a big year if he stays healthy. If he stays healthy, and you get like a 3 or 4 game span last year where him and Edgerrin Cooper were on the field consistently together, and you can see it kind of clicking with Quay. And listen, I know Quay's been here longer, but I'm sure Quay's the kind of worker, and he's got you got to lower that ego and look over at Edgerrin and go, okay, what is he doing different that I haven't done, right? And I'm telling you, the only thing that Edgerrin Cooper has that Quay doesn't have is just that instinct to go get the freaking ball. Just don't hesitate, don't overthink, right? Mm-hmm. Know your assignment, be assignment sure, and just shoot your shot, right? It's easier, said than done. Sitting here in a cushy chair underneath the air conditioning, right? But when the game's on the line, it's hard to kind of pull the trigger on that stuff. But I'm telling you, man, if he puts it together this year, Edgerrin Cooper continues to take a step. Rashawn Gary now has LVN emerge. If this camp spark holds true, dude, this defense, I'm telling you, man, it could take that step. And you guys know I've been preaching the whole offseason. Don't be surprised if they take a slight step back statistically, because historically that happens with good defenses, right? Especially when you get a new DC the second year they take a step back. But everything's trending towards they may skyrocket to a legit, top 3 defense, as were last year. I feel really, really comfortable saying they were top 10, maybe even top 5.
Yep.
So
I love your point about Quay and Coop too, because we always talk about like Quay providing that kind of veteran leadership, and we've talked about him kind of taking Edgerrin Cooper under his wing. But what kind of gets glossed over is the fact that we've got Edgerrin Cooper here, and the young gun is pushing the OG to kind of step his game up and refine his game. Right. We talk about iron sharpening iron. That goes both ways. So, you want guys on your team that are going to make everyone around them better. And I think that's probably an attribute that Quay and Coop both share for sure. It's going to be fun to see those two on the field at the same time. Finally.
Definitely. So there you go. There is your Edgerrin Cooper update. Let's move it along now. Just want to quickly mention this. Bill Huber put this in his article as well. The play of the day was from Malik Willis. All right, A-Fam going to puff his chest out here for a second. Malik Willis used a pump fake and a sidearm throw to complete a pass to Ben Sims despite pressure from Brenton Cox. Love the fact that Brenton Cox Jr. getting pressure in his face, right? But changing that arm angle, it's almost like Malik Willis might have learned that from Jordan, who might have learned that from Aaron, who might have learned that from Brett. It's pretty cool how that stuff kind of comes back around. Credit his baseball background for finding unique passing angles. So I just feel so good about this backup quarterback position. I don't want to spend a whole lot of time there, but I wanted to briefly mention that sounds like Malik Willis did make the play of the day. And there's Ben Sims, man, battling for his spot, right?
Yeah.
There. And I want to say he scored a touchdown. Maybe
he did on that play.
I'm telling you guys.
Or maybe it was the one after that. I do remember seeing that. Ben Sims coming on strong too today.
On a day where unfortunately Emilio has some devastating news about my guy, you're going to pump 3 dudes into the same, quote and say that Malik Willis shined while he threw a ball to Ben Sims despite pressure from Brenton Cox.
Right.
Lord have mercy. Somebody give me some ice. I need to see
exactly. All right, so there you go. Let's get into the injury updates real quick. We'll go rapid fire here and try to wrap this up, get everybody out of here early. Wes Heikowitz, Brinson now walking to the Hudson Center with assistant trainer Kurt fielding. This came after Warren Brinson was favoring his shoulder after a play with Brian Engel and the trainers on the sideline there. Tim, did you catch wind of anything? I can't imagine you did, right? They just took him straight into the facility, it sounds like. And this is the epitome of you can't make the club in the tub, right? Like you start missing those reps, and it already felt like Neyor Stackhouse passed Warren Brinson up.
Yeah.
Right.
So those are the two we have our eyes on, right? We're keeping our eye on these two guys. You know, there's a big part of me that hopes both of them make the team, but in my heart of hearts, it's probably one or the other, at least at this point. And hopefully it's just a stinger, or, you know, it's contusion, something. I guess I don't want to speculate, but no, it happened so quick, and I didn't even notice until he wasn't on the field. I was like, where is he? Where's 99? You know?
Yeah. Definitely. So new injuries, defensive tackle Warren Brinson, unknown up to this point, although they did say it was a shoulder. Defensive tackle Carl Brooks, unknown as well. So has anybody
– like that, Jan.
Yeah. So I'll tell you, not that he wants to see his teammates get hurt, but I've been in Neyor Stackhouse is like, put me in, coach. Let's go. That's what we're talking about, man, getting those extra reps. So existing injuries, obviously Christian Watson with the knee, Tay Wicks with the calf, Nate Hobbs with the knee, Emmanuel Wilson with the knee, Marshawn Lloyd with the groin, Kamal Haddon with the hip, linebacker Colin Oliver. They keep saying linebacker too. I've noticed this. I don't know why, man. I don't know why it keeps getting, you know what I'm saying? And we haven't seen him in camp, so maybe
that's why they're not sure where to stick him yet, right?
There you go.
You talked about edge or you know, stackbacker, right?
Yeah. Defensive end Aaron Mosby with the groin, left tackle Rasheed Walker with the groin, offensive lineman John Williams with the back. And, of course, guard / tackle / all-world, number one in Emilio's heart, Travis Glover with the shoulder going on IR. Returning, however, they did get tight end Messiah Swinson back, who was dealing with an illness. Limited participation was Rasheed Walker and Aaron Mosby. They were just limited to those individual drills. We talked about the opening kind of set there. They let Rasheed get out there and take it with the ones, it sounded like. And then the roster move, of course, Travis Glover is placed on injured reserve, and we signed the wide receiver there, Neyor. So,
you know what's terrible? I really thought it was just like a 5 or 6 week IR or whatever when we were talking about it in the text. And then I get on and I hear you guys as I'm coming on the pod like, oh, yeah, it's season-ending IR. Like, oh, great. This is
I had to check it twice when I seen it. So I was like, they really – because, you know, this is kind of tricky this time of year, right? Like you can designate them to return later.
Right. That's what I thought. That's what
everybody reported it, though, as if this is season-ending IR. They didn't use one of those two designations, I believe.
Did they announce the actual injury specifically?
I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
I know that Tom Simpson's article out, I didn't get a chance to read it, but I think they said he's going to have surgery. So they did say it was a lat, so maybe he tore a lat or something like that. Could be.
It's a weird injury.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Let's jump into the practice highlights, okay? And we got a bunch of videos. We're going to jump back and forth and get you guys in. So we'll go rapid fire here. Practice highlights. Keyshawn Nixon went 2 and 1 in one-on-ones against Matthew Golden. You guys know yesterday Matthew Golden owned him yesterday, right? And it's like, oh, everybody's worried about Keyshawn today. A little bit different story.
Not everybody. I ain't worried about K9. He's a dog. He's a dog, man. He got redemption today. I love it.
So he broke up 2 passes, but losing on a slant. And when you see the slant, you'll go, I don't know if I'd really call that a loss. It's kind of one of those positives there where it was a strong hands catch from Matthew Golden. Let's start off with those 2 videos. I hope I've got these in order. I really, really tried to.
Real quick, Doc Bates came in and said, I don't know what it is, though, but previously he said tear to his latissimus dorsi muscle. Sorry in advance. We got it.
Oh, that's a Ron Burgundy quote right there.
Mm-hmm. That was his lat for sure. So that's what everybody knows as the lat. And you guys correct me if I'm wrong. The lat ain't that what runs down the center of your back? Am I thinking? No. The lat is up top, right?
Like,
is it down the back?
I
thought it was like your wing. I don't know. Where's Dr. Holmes when you need him?
I'll say wing, man. I'm going to call up Rock's Pizza down here and get a dozen wings delivered.
Those are delicious wings.
Yeah, unbelievable.
I thought your lat was back. Is that
lat pull? Whatever lat pull down.
I can't. Your lats are going to be like your back ribs kind of thing.
Jacob, how do you not?
I'll defer to the guys who have worked out in.
The show sucks so bad.
It's like your back ribs, basically. It's yeah.
See, now you got me wanting some ribs. That's the way it works. All right, so here's the first rep. Let's watch Keyshawn go up against Matthew Golden. Keep in mind, Golden cooked him yesterday, right? Look what we got here, boys. Look at Key. Look at Key staying with that speed, baby, getting your head around, breaking that thing up.
Run that route for him.
Not bad. I mean, seriously, man. Little jab step, right? Recover. I was impressed with Keyshawn's speed right there.
I like how he gets his head around at the very end. He's faced up, stride for stride, and then he gets that right there. It gets the head around. Love it.
Jack in the chat here interrupting us once again says, I don't know what's his profile pic there. I better be careful with that stuff. Outside the ribs on the backside. There you go. So appreciate that. So yeah, Keyshawn, what do you think about this, Emilio? Keyshawn kind of redeeming himself this on today's practice as opposed to yesterday. He got cooked a little bit.
Yeah, and it looks like when they're running that press, it's that maybe they're not allowed to jam them, but it's more of like a catch at the line, get your hands on them, and kind of force
Not
that
a full
decision.
press, right?
Right. Because I mean, when you're pressing, I think it's opposite hand and opposite foot. You want one hand on them, but you're also stepping back at the same time, and you're not quite. It's more of like a tap. Just sort of touch him. I'm going to try to keep him to the outside, but I love that he turned his head around, got running with him. And just stay side for stride. And as he's doing that, let's smush him to the boundary. As the pass is coming in, he's getting closer and closer to the hash. I love it.
Yeah, definitely. Again, it was good recovery there for sure. And then we got another clip here. Jacob, we'll let you get your take on this one. This is the next rep. And again, shout out to Baz, Basarsky Productions, tweeting this stuff out from camp earlier today. This is Nixon versus Golden Part 2. Great rep for Nixon versus Diamond Release this go around. Even better catch by Golden. Such strong hands. This is what I was talking about with the slant. So this was the only loss here, the loss for Keyshawn. Watch how strong Keyshawn plays it too, boys. This is a good – remember, he got cooked on that yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
But again, the thing I like is it's good coverage. Keyshawn played it perfect. Still got his hand in there. Could have broke it up. But Matthew Golden still somehow hauls it in.
Yep. This is telltale of like a dude with, Keyshawn's a physical corner, man. You can see it right here.
I don't like Jacob how he tackled him there. Like that's how you can break an ankle.
Yeah, and I would almost call that a hip drop if you look at it. He kind of let that go, but like you said, as much as I think Keyshawn played that really well, almost near perfect. What's more intriguing is the fact that Matthew Golden, a rookie, going against a guy that is, I believe, a very aggressive corner, which is Keyshawn Nixon. He wasn't intimidated. He felt that, I would say, probably just a smidge early contact from Key, and he was able to throw the late hands and the strong hands that we've talked about, pulling that ball in on the opposite side. I love what Key did, making that initial contact, and if you see, he's trying to rip that thing. He's not content with just making the tackle. It looks like that he was going for that kind of rip out. So, like Coach Lynn said, that's a great rep for both. If you want to call that a tie, I'm totally cool with that. But probably goes in the win column for Golden just officially.
Absolutely. And like Clay was saying, Keyshawn got burned on that way yesterday. Let's not make that same mistake twice, right? And that's what Matt's been talking about, consistency and getting rid of those mistakes. All right, I'm going to sit on it a little bit longer. And seriously, from Keyshawn being able to take a drop step, turn, open his hips outside to the sideline, and then having to pivot back inside when Golden already knew he was running a slant. Great recovery, a great route. I think it's just good work all around.
Tim, this is a pretty ball I love here too. When you think about it, right? I'm pretty sure it's Jordan that throws this slant. Let's watch it. Watch in the background.
Oh yeah, that's a dime piece for sure. That's a dime piece.
Yeah.
And again, how many times are we going to use the words strong hands and Matthew Golden in the same sentence? Right. I mean, and it's a perfect combination when you've got a quarterback like Jay Money, great freeze frame right there, throwing a dart. And you got a guy that's going to come up with that ball 9 out of 10 times. I'll take it all the time.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so we got a couple more videos here, and I'll just read what it said here on the camp practice up or the camp update here. It said Carrington Valentine broke up a pass to Romeo Dobbs, but later allowed a deep gain. All right, so we already showed you the bomb, right? Let's show you. Here's one of the better reps here for our boy Valentine on Dobbs. I thought this was really impressive. And notice how they react to each other afterwards. Valentine kind of stands over him, and then he helps him up, kind of like Keyshawn. I think Keyshawn realized on that last rep, like, oh, crap. Like he almost like, let me get my boy up. I didn't mean to do all that. Gets intense out there. But watch this rep here. Look at little press. Look how physical all over it. Ooh. That's a great rep right there by Valentine, man.
I love how the practice official just, I'm going to keep that flag in the pocket.
Because they were both, right? You seen Rome pushing. You seen him shoving.
Yep. Right? Sometimes the best call is no call. I love it.
Yeah, definitely. So Carrington showing a little bit of physicality there underneath for sure. And this next one is really, really nice too. It's another Carrington Valentine on Romeo Dobbs. I think I like this one more than the one we just seen for sure. And this is just love seeing Dobbs and Valentine battle it out. This is one I was talking about. Again, shout out to Baz for this. This is probably my favorite clip of the day here. You see a little release, a little stutter step.
Oh, my goodness. CV.
Oh,
Let's go.
And watch. All right, get your butt up.
Look, yeah, I love it.
I'm just letting you know I just whooped your ass. That's what he said.
You see the little hitch? How like CV ran the hitch with him.
Yep.
I mean, he wasn't
coupled this
for
with
any of that. I love it.
Remember yesterday's highlight, Jacob, where they were in the end zone and he prevented the touchdown or whatever. I'm telling you, CV's looking good, man. Looking good.
Yeah, he is. And honestly, I don't know. It's hard to see without the full angle of whether or not the ball was a little bit underthrown, but you could see Dobbs kind of adjusted to it. Carrington could have easily just overran that route and just allowed that Dobbs comeback. And he was smart enough to be able to, like Tim said, he's running with him, turns around, sees the ball, understands that he's got to stop his momentum, come back and make that pass breakup. That's not a cookie cutter, easy rookie. You know what I'm saying? That is a guy like Valentine that has had, I think, more reps than people give him credit for in the NFL. And we've seen more flashes. I think we argued in episodes prior that we see a lot of him flashing in the red zone area. It's nice to see him with a little more open field, making some similar plays where he's aggressive, but it's smart aggressiveness. You know what I mean?
I wonder if that was supposed to be back shoulder there.
That's
Just
what I was kind of
the
thinking,
ball.
Tim, just the way that Romeo reacted. But still, even if it was, it's even a better play from Carrington, I'd argue.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just that ball awareness for sure. And Emilio, you remember Valentine's rookie year, I was really, really hard on him. Like, I don't see this. This dude's so raw. It's just not. He's a 7th round pick. He probably ain't going to be on the roster in a year.
You were surprisingly critical of him being a Kentucky boy.
Yeah, because it's, like I one of my biggest pet peeves is when people try to make a player sound better than they are because they played for their college team. You know what I mean? Like, I try to remove the bias and like, all right, let's really dive into, are they doing what they're supposed to be doing? He just didn't his rookie year. And then last year, he just came in and backhanded me. Like,
that might be the silver lining, right? With the whole Jair not staying healthy, we got to see more of CV, and that might prove to be a silver lining. Grand scheme.
And then Emilio, he comes out this year, and like the beautiful thing is this year we're going to find out what we got in Carrington Valentine, and he's still got 2 more years left on his contract after this year. If he pops, this might be CB1. You're going into year 3.
Absolutely. You're going to see what you have in him. Looking at that earlier one we had with CV and Dobbs, I mean, this is to the point of iron sharpens iron, good on good, battle on battle, whatever you want to say. Dobbs beat him with the speed earlier, basically almost the same route. We're going to kind of work him outside up against the sideline. Hey, CV stays with him this time in his hip pocket. Get your head around, get your hands on the ball. That's all I ask out of you.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so other camp updates here real quick, and then we're going to get to another video. I'm just going to read it here, and I'll put this other highlight up on the screen here in a second. Javon Bullard had a strong rep against McCole Hardman, but was beaten deep later, so him continuing to kind of be hot, cold there in coverage. Matt LaFleur was bragging on him, was like, I think he's having a hell of a camp is what Matt LaFleur said. Now, is that coach speak? That typically that's how coaches react, in my opinion, that if someone's having a bad camp, they'll build them up, right? If someone's having a good camp, remember Edgerrin Cooper last year? They kept tearing him down, and we were like, boy, they ain't cutting him a break at all, right? So that's how you keep people even killed. I don't think Bullard's having like this horrible camp that some people think. But again, you see a lot of these plays that we're seeing throughout camp, and it's press man. I mean, you're going to get cooked the majority of the time in these situations, and we're not going to be playing a whole lot of press man just like last year. So this next clip, though, I think you guys are going to get excited about. Another person that's kind of making me eat my words is Bo Melton. You guys know when they moved him to corner, I was like, boys, I don't know. This kind of feels like he's on his last leg. This is a pretty impressive rep here, man. Love seeing Melton. This is Baz again. Love seeing Melton putting in the work every day. He's not afraid of contact for sure. So they're going to try to throw like a back shoulder throw. It comes out a little wobbly. I want to say this was Sean Clifford that makes the pass. Watch our boy Bo here in coverage. And again, remember what we talked about with the footwork earlier, Emilio? Look at our boy Bo. Look at him staying with him, just mirroring it.
Dude.
And ball skills, dude.
I mean, he ran
Looks
the route
like a corner to me.
Ooh.
Yep. And again, you can see it comes out wobbly, right? That's what they were pointing out. But with that being said, Bo is just, I mean, he is mirroring the hell out. His footwork is unbelievable.
It's almost like the guy played receiver in the NFL a few times.
Right. Bo didn't know it was an outside, hitch or whatever, comeback, right. Whatever it is. I mean, he's just staying in the hip pocket. And dude, the fact that he can track the guy and still run the route at the same time, and he knows that I got to get my head around, he already has the hands of a receiver. I mean, that's all you ask for. Why did they play DBs? Because they couldn't catch. You know what I mean? Like that's why. I mean, that's the old saying is you're playing DB because you can't catch the ball. I mean, got bricks for hands or whatever, but not with Bo, man. I think that's an opportunity. That's why they call him Green 16, right?
Right, dude. Watch his feet. Just look at his feet. Try to zone everything else out, but look at the footwork. Like he's so quick. Look, just know it. Man, it's smooth.
Not a bad route by Julian Hicks either.
Right. It makes you, to me, looking at his footwork, I get the same feeling that I get watching Matthew Golden's footwork on offense. You know what I mean? It's just like it's so smooth, so effortless.
Absolutely.
Transition. So really, really impressive. That's why 40 times matter too. Many people just see that means the player's fast. What it does is it truly lets you track and determine how quickly a person can get one foot down after the other. And that's typically footwork. That's, kind of that smoothness, right? That translates over as well. That's why people roll their eyes when they see a 40 time for an offensive lineman. No, that's important because that's going to help kind of give you a glimpse into how good is their footwork. Now, they got to have the proper technique and the awareness to know when to shift weight and all that stuff. But someone runs a better 40 time rather than a slower one, even at offensive line, it means their footwork is pretty well in sync. So
it's kind of like what Coach. Sorry,
I'm all of a sudden excited about Bo Melton in preseason. But go ahead, Jake.
Yeah, just what Coach Lynn was kind of highlighting here. He says Bo has great makeup speed, plus is going to have better ball skills than most DBs in the league. I think that's honestly really, really poignant to say. Like, it just makes more sense. 12 for the Stevens said Bo Melton would be Jay Cutler's favorite receiver. I agree with that.
Hold on, let me go ahead and write it down. Yep, Bo Melton on the 53.
Tim, I would just about of any of these bubble guys. He's one I'd probably take his arm on.
He's in. He's making
now,
this team. Yep.
Now I got to remind myself, Christian Welch, right? Like last year, I was like, oh, there's no way he doesn't make this roster. He's done everything right. Lo and behold, he didn't make the roster, but it does. This feels different with Bo Melton for sure. All right, some other updates here. Rookies Amar Johnson and Matthew Golden showed speed splitting defenders on short passes. I seen some people saying, Matthew Golden don't look fast. We weren't saying that yesterday, guys. Like, we can't go from one practice to the other. It'd be like, my God, look, he is getting behind the defense every play. And then all of a sudden today he's lost his speed. Like, there's going to be ups and downs for sure, but I feel like Matthew Golden's speed is as advertised. Julian Hicks made a leaping catch on a slant from Willis and added another big gain. So Julian Hicks, a little bit of flashing today. And then in the red zone, Willis hit Ben Sims for a near touchdown, ruled down at the 3 and connected with John Fitzpatrick for the score. So it was John Fitzpatrick, I think, that might have got that game-winning score in that particular play there. So John Fitzpatrick, I know Ben Sims is mentioned here too, but John Fitzpatrick seems like he might be the front runner for tight end 3.
Here's the guy.
So let's go to the lineup notes. We'll get ready to wrap this thing up. Base defense featured linebackers Quay Walker, Edgerrin Cooper, and Isaiah McDuffie, with Isaiah Simmons occasionally replacing McDuffie. You guys know yesterday in the base 4-3, it looked like the Sam was Isaiah Simmons. Today, they flipped them to kind of see how that would play out. And you guys know we read earlier Isaiah McDuffie dropped an interception because it was an absolute heater from Jordan Love, but obviously he had himself in a position to make a play on the ball there. Javon Bullard likely to start in the slot due to Hobbs' injury with Evan Williams and Xavier McKinney at safety. That is if Hobbs wouldn't be ready by week 1. Listen, it's not a slam dunk. He's going to be ready week 1. Seems like everything is trending in that direction. Like everything went well with the surgery. So Nate Hobbs should be good to go week 1 with that clean out. Let's see. With Carl Brooks out, number 2 defensive tackles included Nazir Stackhouse, Warren Brinson, Kobe Wooden, and rookie Barron Sorrell. I repeat, Barron Sorrell. So let's say, and I hope this isn't the case, but just for an example, if Warren Brinson's injury was serious, right, and let's say he went on a 4-week IR, it looks like Nazir Stackhouse would step up as the next defensive tackle in line, which he may have already passed him up anyway. Kobe Wooden, and they're even kicking Barron Sorrell inside. Jacob, that gets me excited, dude.
Yeah, it does. Definitely does. I know a lot of people I've seen in the chat. I think Coach is not willing to give up on Kobe Wooden and Carl Brooks yet. But if we've got some of this young talent, obviously Brinson had to take a little time out today. We'll see how how he recovers there. With the emergence of Nazir and Barron Sorrell. It is just kind of nice to see some up and coming young talent, because it seemed like that room has been a little stagnant for the last few years. Not that I'm not, obviously Kenny is Kenny, and I love what Devontae Wyatt can do in certain situations, but it is nice to think. I mean, we forget that even, LVN has been known to be kicked inside from time to time, depending on the package that they want to throw out there. And it's nice that we do have kind of a massive chessboard that we can kind of move these guys in certain areas and pieces, depending on what the game script is calling for, and of course injuries and all that kind of stuff. But I really am impressed with what you guys have thought. I should maybe word it this way, that Nazir Stackhouse and a guy like, even let's say Brinson, but Barron Sorrell would be as progressed up to this point as they are now, where it seems as if they're trusting him with, getting some actual playing reps, some stints with the ones, a lot of work with the twos. I don't know about you, Tim, but this is probably the most interesting thing I'm going to watch in the preseason.
I'm with you. I'd have been happy if we would have hit on one of them guys. And it looks like we have the potential to hit on all three. Obviously, hopefully, Barron Sorrell with the, the shoulder. Let's hope that's nothing crazy going forward, right? But Stack looks like the real deal. I mean, at least in my humble half football knowledgeable brain that I've accumulated over these 40 plus years on this earth. Nas Stackhouse looks like a baller, man. And he's just raw. He needs to be, molded and develop. And I think he really could play a big role. As far as giving up on guys like, Colby Wooden or Carl Brooks, not giving up on Carl Brooks, that ain't going to happen. Not me. Colby Wooden might be a bubble guy though. I mean, if it means keeping a couple of these monsters that we picked up in the draft and as UDFAs. I mean, it's NFL, not for long. And, you got, 1 to 3 year window to kind of prove yourself as a young player. And if you don't, there's someone there to take your spot. And it might be a guy like Barron Sorrell, Warren Brinson, or Nas Stackhouse this year.
Yeah, Emilio, do you feel like it's Colby Wooden odd man out right now, man? Do you kind of get that feeling too, man?
It looks that way. I mean, body type wise, they tried, putting a little weight on him. He came in a little small. I think they've tried to morph him to what they're looking for, and maybe they just found what they were looking for on the shelf. Like, when Jacob goes into Ross, I mean, he pulls something off that shelf. That's his, right? And you can only cut a shirt so much, Jacob, to make it fit for your cutoffs. So, I mean, I get it. I do think that we have a guy that is kind of fitting that mold a little bit better. We lost TJ, and I think that we want a little bit more, size down there and try to get the run stuff, whatever. I think that Wooden is sitting on the outside looking in, but I mean, he still has a better shot to make it, but lowest for sure.
Yeah. And then another note here, Lacetus Smith worked at center with the number 3 offense. It just seems like they're trying to roll everybody through that center position. Like, hey, can you snap? Can anybody snap here? If
right.
You can, because you're going to need those emergency guys, man. It might be a blink of an eye. It's two things. It's twofold for me. It makes me worry a little bit about Jacob Monk, that they're rolling so many guys through trying to get them to snap. Like, okay, is he not progressing the way they expect? But also, man, this is the time to try to figure out who that emergency center is, if you find yourself in a pinch, for sure.
We saw Big E airmail in a few the other day, though. I mean, It could be to light a fire under him and say, hey, we want you to do it, but if you're not,
we got options.
We're going to try and figure out options. I mean, I don't think that's true. I think Big E is the dude. But you never know at this point. It's still early, right?
Yeah. So training camp schedule says Wednesday's practice was the longest of the year. Tim, without giving up too much details on your part, I'm just going to say this. That does not surprise me based off what Tim said to me yesterday after the show. And I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
That's the beautiful thing about being boots on the ground. But Tim told me when we got off the air last night, he went, Clayton, tomorrow's practice, from what I just heard, it's going to be a slobber knocker. And lo and behold, they had their longest one of the year. So you called it, Tim. So next practice is tomorrow, 10:30 a.m. Central Time. The preseason opener, boys and girls, Saturday. We got the Jets coming into Lambeau Field. There's actually 3 preseason games on tomorrow. So try to check local listings, see if you can get a view of one of those 3 games. Only 3 open practices remain, with one next week before a joint practice with the Colts. So God, it's gotten here so quick. It's absolutely awesome, man.
It's
absolutely
crazy.
So, anything else, boys? Anything else y'all got before we wrap this big bear up, man?
Real quick, Ed Madden nailed it. The things that close practices will determine a lot. I think that's
more than these open ones, right?
Yeah, we're running out of these open ones. I think once they put the tarps up over the fences and start working inside the Hudson Center and those kind of things, we're really going to start to figure out how this team's going to look here going forward. That's a great point.
Yeah, definitely. I know we had I had pulled it up the other day.
Can I bring up one thing real quick?
Yeah, man. Go ahead.
Mr. Cody McDougal at the beginning of the show said they really banned bath salts. Did you guys see that? The smelling salts, not bath salts. Sorry,
smelling salts.
They don't want them eating each other's faces off.
What in the world? What kind of show is this, man?
You're an amazing person. You know that, don't you?
First of all, bath salts bad. Smelling salts good. Bath bombs pretty good too. I like a little lavender sprinkled in at night. But really,
I'm not going to. So quit asking.
Did you see that they banned those?
Smelling salt.
Don't worry, nobody's listening anyway.
Smelling. I did not see that, Jake.
Yeah, they did.
They did. George Kittle's pissed because he snorts like 5 of them a quarter, apparently.
That's terrible.
It is. Well, hey. They used to snort other things back in the 80s and 90s, so I'm not that upset about guys being able to use a little smelling salt during the game to kind of get the piss hot again, if you will.
You ever smell one, Tim?
Oh yeah, and
those things will knock you.
Yeah, they'll bring you back to life or put you on the edge of death. One of the two.
Emilio, you hearing this conversation?
I never needed them when I played.
Look at this guy!
I just like to hit people. That's it.
You were all hopped up on that Mountain Dew.
No, it's that Cafe Bustelo, 3 cups in the morning.
Oh, dude, Cafe Bustelo. There's also another one too, Cafe Du Monde or something like that.
Oh boy!
Oh, you
bro,
talking
that
about
stuff, Emilio. You listen. You throw one of those pods in the old Keurig. Sponsor the show. You put one of those in the pot and in the old Keurig. Go strong, 3 shots, and hit it with some heavy cream, bro. Oh my god!
Whoa, we got an update. Hold on, was that Bates? Can you pull up Bates in the chat?
Where are we looking?
I got it right here.
There we go.
Yeah, Bates reading that players can still use them, but they cannot be supplied directly by the team. Okay,
hit me up, dude. I got some salts for you.
I remember Rashawn using them in season this past year.
Yeah.
I remember him just going to the old, you wedge it in between the pant belt, little rub across the nose there. I'm ready to rush.
Well, maybe they're not banned then. The league just banned the teams from supplying them. So if they're saying you can still use them, then
you just got to get them from a dealer, man.
We'll have to ask Minnesota Vikings players about banned substances. I think they know a little more than we do.
Keep talking. I got a clip I got to pull up.
Oh,
I'm getting divorced tonight.
Yeah. Well, real quick, just because a couple of comments. Too old for this says 3 days until the Packers play a football game. Best 3 days since Jesus rose again.
And the church said amen.
That's right. And then Clint Armchair Quarterback says 3 days away from actual football. Hoorah!
Can't wait, dude.
Let's go. Speaking of hoorah, 3 days away from my brother from another mother back in Wisconsin. Welcome home, Tony. So glad you made it out of that gigantic sandbox. Can't wait to watch some football with you this year, brother.
Boy.
There you go. Oh, I remember
this might be my favorite smelling salts video. Larry Fitzgerald.
Pam Oliver. Yes, let's go.
Larry Fitzgerald was the biggest prankster. Like, he would always grab, I remember him grabbing Kurt Warner by the ankles and knocking him down while he's doing an interview. But look at this. Sneaks up on Pam Oliver with the smelling
yards coming into the second half.
Oh, let's mute it. Sorry. Look at this.
That is Mandy the minute she smells Clayton's laundry.
Yeah. That's unbelievable. Man, Larry Fitzgerald, dude. Absolute dog. Which, by the way, I think, if I understood correctly, I could be wrong. You guys correct me if I'm wrong here. I believe his son just signed with Notre Dame. So, also Jermichael Finley's son signed with Notre Dame.
There's a lot of them.
They've already got
Jerome Fitzgerald, first year eligibility in Canton coming up next year. We found that out a couple of days ago too.
They've also got Jerome Bettis Jr. is on the team already. He'll be a sophomore, I think, this year. So Notre Dame just said, you know what? Let's just comb through the old NFL players. Anybody got a kid that's old enough to play college ball for us? Let's throw him a millie. How about that? So
True.
That's the way it works. Emilio, is that what you're doing with your dynasty over there, sir? You just paying all these prospects?
I've tried to find the Fitzgerald. I haven't seen him come across yet. He may be in the next year once I finish the season. But yeah, no. Tough loss to Wake Forest last night. Oh my God, brutal. I just want to hang my head in shame, but
it happens.
No, I'll take it.
It happens, dude. What can we say? Madden drops tomorrow, right?
That's right. Oh, the early access, right?
Look, Emilio forgot already. He's too busy playing college football.
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm telling you, once Madden comes out, I'm pretty excited to. Travis Glover's going to the starting lineup, and we are running. We are running it down.
First thing you do, you turn that injury slider off, right? Boom.
No I'm not updating the roster the rest of the year.
I think Emilio bought up all the smelling salts. That's why they're banned. He's just over there huffing them.
Yeah, it's strictly supply and demand. It's a supply and demand issue.
There you go.
Trying to hit that one. Too old for this. Quick Trip is about to launch smelling salts.
Could you imagine?
It's just hilarious that Jacob said, "You see they banned bath salts?" I was like, "Yeah, I thought they already did, Jacob."
You think God never farted?
All right, this show sucks. We're out of here. Appreciate everybody. Listen, if you would hit that like button. If you were new here today,
we're sorry.
For the first time, you're probably not coming back. But if you would on your way out, since you're going to unsub and just go ahead and hit that like button on the way out. We greatly appreciate
to everybody that has supported us and getting us through to this point in the Packers season. We're about to see some real football, getting us over 5,000 subs, getting us through the draft, the offseason tape. Just thank you to everybody, seriously.
Yeah, because we've got a bunch of new viewers, a bunch of new subs and everything, right? Like everything's through the roof. We've talked about it. We're now 5,081 subs. Emilio, I'm glad you brought it up. The people that, and listen, I'm not trying to take shots at people that don't watch football in the off season. It's totally cool. I get it. There's other things going on. It's kind of decompress, unplug from football. I totally get that. But the crowd that stayed in here with us all year long was unbelievable. Yeah, and we cannot thank y'all enough. It was so much fun. And that's how you get through Jacob, we say it every year, right? It's like, damn, the season's already here. That's how you get through the off season. Everybody just hanging out, cutting up, talking ball, breaking down rookie tape, getting ready for the draft, free agency, everything in the off season. It flew by, man. I mean, NFL's king. This it's specifically Packer football, man. It's just something that's constantly going year round.
Right. And those views have gone up, but that crowd, like you said, Clay, that stuck with us has gotten bigger. I mean, you're inviting, they're inviting their friends. Everyone's checking in on each other in the chat. I mean, it's a family in here and on the chat. That's what we really appreciate, honestly.
Definitely. And as terms of our Patreon group, okay. Well, first of all, let me say this. We're looking for Donovan Schilling. This is the last call on him. We've already got a hold of Rich Beck. So if Donovan Schilling doesn't come forward, the Luke Musgrave autographed rookie card will go to Rich Beck. All right. We're giving away an autographed Lucas Van Ness rookie card this weekend. And here's how you enter into the giveaway. Join our Patreon group, patreon.com/PackerFan Total Access. The $3 tier, there's a 5 and a 10. Don't worry about that unless you just want to be, generous. But $3 tier gets you access to everything there on the site, including our fantasy football and our chats. Now, the fantasy football league number 1 that Jacob's commissioning, it's already full. But I think last time I checked, we got 4 slots available in the second league. Okay. So if that's something you want to join, just got to be a member of the Patreon group, patreon.com/PackerFan Total Access. Also, you can, if you're not familiar with Patreon, you just want to support the channel here on YouTube, you can hit that join tab. That gets you entered into the same giveaways as well. So just thanks to everybody. The Patreon group's blowing up. The YouTube members is blowing up. It's just you guys are awesome, man. And it's what keeps the lights on around here and allows us to do this on the daily. So greatly appreciate that. Tim, you got anything else, man?
See you guys tomorrow. Practice one more time.
All right. Sounds good. Everybody have a wonderful evening. We'll see you tomorrow, 6:30 p.m. Central Time for PTA Live. Keep in mind, too, Saturday, pre-game show, first one of the year, post-game show, first one of the year. You're going, Clayton, it's preseason football. I know. We're weird. We love talking ball. So we'll be in here for both of those. But
get ready
everybody
to go.
Have a great evening. As always, let's go out and be the change we want to see in the world, and go Pack, go.
Let me We out.
Bye, guys.